So anyone that turned in the continuing drafting assignment, I returned it to you, made a few quick comments, but this short lesson is to give you a way to actively try to edit what you turned in already, which will make that better and what you continue to write better. Just so I give you a timeline, and I will post this on the classroom as well. This assignment is just for you to work. Nothing will be submitted for this revising assignment. If you have not submitted your drafting assignment from Wednesday, please submit that so I can give you feedback. Monday, you will continue drafting the rest of your note cards. On Wednesday, I will have an introduction and conclusion lesson. And on Friday, your entire paper will be due. So again, today, this is a revise and revisit. This is for you to work on. Nothing will be submitted in connection to this post. If you have not turned in your drafting continues assignment from this Wednesday, please do that so I can grade it and get it back to you. Monday will also be a work day as you continue to finish typing the body paragraphs. Okay, I just made this quick sheet. I have a focus here that is a trait of writing, as well as the goal and what to actively kind of do so you have an idea of what you need to revise. I will show you a student copy where I've done this. You don't necessarily have to change the font, the format, and all that, but I just want you to see what it would look like and the areas that the student would need to improve. The first one is ideas. It's simply making sure your topics relate to your details. I've highlighted that goal. And making sure your citations are attached to every note card that you typed, because you don't want to plagiarize material. Here is a student copy. This student copy is an average middle-of-the-road B-C-ish paper. Does a lot of things very well, but could use some improvement or revisions. I highlighted the topic, so you can just do this in your head as you're reviewing what you've typed already. You look for your keyword. Her keyword is factors. She then, I found that she was talking about environmental factors. Environmental factors that have to do with suffering from abuse and the role of parents. I then move down and also figure out that in this sentence, the foster care system or members that are juveniles that lack support could also become delinquent or have criminal behavior. Traumatic experiences, I linked to a factor that is a factor that could contribute to somebody being a delinquent juvenile. Down here, disorders, ADHD and depression, and potentially having parents or being arrested before. Previous arrests can contribute. So if you kind of do this yourself, just make a mental note as you're going. Factors, okay, what is the factor in this sentence? What is the factor in this sentence? If you can't answer the question, you may need to consider moving that detail. I've also highlighted the citation. So notice for everything that is a fact, number, statistic came from a note card, there are citations. So if you scroll down, I just highlighted them all so you could get a visual, because some of you aren't citing every single detail, and I just want to make that visual clear for you. Next, the next category that I suggest looking at is organization. These are transition words. So look for every type of transition, a word, a phrase, or a complete sentence link. You should have all types of transitions, not just one. Since some people have asked, I will tell you, for every 3 note cards, the goal would be to have a transitional sentence, a complete sentence in your own words. This eliminates the feeling of card, one right after another without really making that connection to your audience. If I flip back to this screen, you notice I underlined all the transitions that I found. So if actually underlining them helps you, that's fine, or just kind of make a mental note as you go. Notice she has long transitional bridges here that does not have a citation because she's just providing some information, as well as down here. She has, in addition to environmental effects, disorders also contribute to youth. So that entire sentence is just creating a bridge from this detail to her next detail. She squeezes in small transitional phrases like due to this neglect and not only, but also. Then down all the way at the bottom, I did find this little one-word transition like also that is a functioning transition. So keep that in mind. You should have all different types of transitions, phrases, bridges, and singular words. So if it helps you to underline them, just so you get a visual, then you can do that. If you are lacking full sentence transitions like this, then you will need to incorporate them. That transition video I have mentioned to several people is kind of corny, but it's very helpful in how to make links. The next thing, we're almost done. The next thing that I would look at is colloquial or low-level word choice. So this whole category is word choice. So I've bolded or I've made gigantic the words that this writer has used that I would suggest changing. Risk factors go into sounds pretty colloquial, as well as will put money into. You could say would contribute financial support, would sound better. Then notice I don't have big bolded words all the way through because she does pretty good. And then I get all the way down to the word tremendous. It's a little generic. You might want to pick a more specific, precise word. The last suggestion I had for word choice, and again, this writer does pretty good, is to use the find function. So if you hit Control F and you type Control F as in Frank, so you can find words. If you type a word in up here, it will highlight every time you use that word. So some of you are using was or is in every single sentence, which is just inactive, passive, weak sentences. This just gives you a way to use technology to help you find those words. So she has an is here. And then she was pretty good with that word. If we change the word to, I think she uses R. She has R here, R here. Then she has R, 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 R. This is where you might want to focus some of your attention in rewriting those sentences to be stronger. It takes full sentence reconstruction, so you can't just delete this word and cram another one in. You have to think of a completely new way to say the sentence by sometimes shifting the words or the structure around. I did create a list here for you, is, are, was, were, as just a guide for you to search for those words. Sentence fluency. Sentence fluency is allowing you to have different structures of sentences. So if you find different types of punctuation, I italicize this for you. If you have a long list, like items in a series, you have an appositive, a semicolon, you should be able to find in your writing multiple types of punctuation used. It just shows the audience that you know how to write complex sentences correctly. So if we switch back to this student sample, and you notice, I don't have any sentences italicized. I was not able to find where she used a list, a semicolon, a conjunction, a introductory phrase. All of her sentences kind of start the same. More than half ADHD traumatic experiences, and they're just kind of the same flat structure. She would try to go back and incorporate some sentences that look different to show off her fluency. So that's what she would need to work on. Last but not least, I addressed grammar. Reread the same section again, focused on grammar. Your goal is to look for typos, capital letters that aren't that are just random. I know that happens sometimes. Or reread it to someone or have someone read it to you. That can make a difference because you always read what you think you wrote and it's not always what you wrote. The goal of today's assignment is to use this checklist, use this sample to help edit your paper. A lot of you have learned a great deal about the writing process, that it takes time, it's difficult, it's tedious, you go back and do it 1,000 times. This is just part of the process. Please spend time reviewing each section in the same way. Choose one thing to focus on from the list, focus on it the entire time, and then move to the next. Don't read your paper and go, I'm going to do all of these things at one time. It becomes overwhelming to try to do that. That's not the way you edit. Monday, will be a continue work day. I will post a comment for that. But if you have not turned in your checkpoint from Wednesday, please do that. I want everybody to get caught up. So on Wednesday, when I do introductions and conclusions, we're all ready to move on from that point. If you want me to check something specifically, or you can't reword something, or you don't know how to revise it, please let me know, and I am more than willing to look at anything that you need. Okay, reread and reread again. Thank you very much.
What?
Say bye.
What?
Bye.
What?